Welcome back to the Academy Rush, where we have pillows. And I'm happy to be joined by Pastry Time Dignitas bot laner Johnson as we get into our final game of the day, Team Liquid versus Immortals. As we find our way into this match, I just want to turn to you, Johnson, and say, how are you enjoying playing in the LCS and currently smashing kids as a rookie?
I'm doing okay so far, but I wouldn't say I'm smashing anybody yet.
It's very modest. I would say you're doing a bit better than okay.
Yeah, I'd say a bit better than okay for a rookie. Are you having fun, though, at the very least?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's a good time. That's a good time. Taking a look at some of the lineups here that will be taken to the stage today. Important to note, Schernfire, first Academy game. He's been up in the big leagues playing against the likes of some of our LCS players. How do you expect him to do today, Pastry, back down in the minor leagues?
I mean, I think, should be very good in this league. Jungle is surprisingly competitive in Academy, so I have been surprised at the overall level of play. I think it is the best probably it's ever been in Academy, but Schern is a very talented, mechanically good, aggressive jungler. So I think this metagame is good for him, and he is the kind of player that should flourish in this environment. I just don't know how many games he's had to play with this team.
Right.
Because TLA have really struggled without their starting five.
Very much so. On the flip side, we take a look at Immortals roster. Some old LCS veterans that you may have noticed. Of course, Apollo and Gate down there in the bot lane, even Aloran in the top. I have questions about where this game is going to be played in particular, where the jungler is going to go, and who's going to be the winning factor for either of these teams.
For Immortals, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to have jungle play bot side, because I feel like their bot lane has good synergy so far, and they understand the meta properly. On the other side, for Team Liquid, they've got like one win against...
They're struggling a bit at the moment. Yeah, only one win in that win column as we get ourselves out onto the map. We didn't get our look at Champion Select, so let's get a quick refresher where the teams fell. Soraka in the top lane, up against, of all things, a Tristana. Give us the lowdown on scrims. Is that the new counter pick?
Could be.
Wait, is that set support? This is a draft, by the way.
Okay, Gate with the set support. We got the Mordekaiser mid.
Gate always does this. Every year, he's like, I have to play some random mid
What
support.
the heck just happened, man?
It was Camille support, and then Sejuani support, and now set support. Gate just continuing to break the meta.
Ornn in the mid lane, that's old news. We've seen that already. Did you see the Ornn in the bot lane that we had today on Academy? That was...
Did it win?
Questionable.
So no, it clearly didn't win.
Here, we've got all the post-game breakdowns right here. Did it win? Absolutely not. They got smashed by Dignitas' Academy squad.
What a surprise.
Yeah, what a surprise. What's that like, having that Dignitas Academy squad? I'm imagining you guys scrim and play against them a decent amount. Those are some really practiced players.
We scrimmed them one day so far. We're probably going to scrim them next week, but it's pretty good to have like a good Academy roster, because I could just also ask what their opinion is on the matchups. And
right, they just moved to 7-0 today, so currently looking good for maybe an undefeated Academy split.
If you're scrimming them again, they must have at least been decent practice.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't scrim them again if it was just, if it was a very easy block.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I really only care about two lanes in this matchup, the top lane and the bot lane right now. I want to see how each of these matchups kind of play out.
I'm assuming Aphelios and friends were banned.
yeah, probably.
Aphelios and friends.
Yeah, like a center.
I like it. I have no idea how that bot lane should play out.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen set support? No?
I think they played it in solo queue, but I'm not sure.
Close.
I mean, it's peculiar because obviously MF has a lot of laning power, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like Varus wants to push and be aggressive. Like the old Varus Tom Kench wants to, push the lane, keep you under your turret. But Set doesn't seem to play into that same idea. It's a little confusing, the synergy here for me.
I'm even trying to figure out, like, what does set support do? I feel like it doesn't really do anything in lane. And like, is it even worth having an underfed set, like, to start a team fight? His ulti's not even that good.
No, and I guess if he ults an Ornn late game, right, that can still be some damage to the opposing team.
I guess they just use Set as like the flex pick, so they could beat out the Soraka pick.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect it to flex support.
That's an interesting thought, actually. The idea that, so the Set was picked before the Soraka.
Yeah.
Once that Soraka's locked in, get the Set out of the top lane, put him anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, as we get some skirmish action in
True
the jungle
support
super early.
if that's what happened. I'll have to review the draft, but hey, never mind. Stuff's happening.
Tons of stuff. First blood, just
right.
like that.
Well,
Double kill maybe? Okay, flash blown from Gate. Well, that's not a good first look for that bot lane, going down against the MF and the Nautilus there. And Alorum himself, while he does have the push, you can see dropping low in health up against that Soraka. Jenkins gonna start to freeze.
I feel like the expectation when they went for that fight was like not that your bot lane was too pushed in as the enemy jungler like started the fight. So kind of an interesting decision. I think just IMT a little too far forward in the river there, but it was potluck, so just caught, I think. Oh goodness gracious.
Oh my
Not the
goodness.
Soraka
No,
fall.
don't die to the banana. Okay. Woo.
That was one auto, I think.
Yeah, that was one banana away from death. Flash for flash.
I like what's happening here though. Like if that is what happened in the draft, like that's something I definitely didn't consider. Super excited to see teams maybe bait that Soraka and try and counterpick it. But yeah, Shern just knows here.
Little replay. Yeah, good look by Shern here. Just kind of waiting for him to come around the corner with knowledge. Conqueror.
Yep.
That's just disgusting.
Oh, I see why this got
Right, they came down to help, and now they're pinched. Oops, not where we want to be.
Yeah, they should have probably just both flashed at the same time.
Yeah, or walk the other way. Oh, never mind. The lane's genius. I take it back.
I mean, that's a lot of damage traded. They're going to force him out with the Ignite. Ooh, you can see Potluck, too, also coming down bot lane, looking to take advantage of some of those summoners used. Both flashes still available. Will the MF get caught? Oh! That's it. That's all Set does.
Yeah.
It's like that. We just saw everything that Set bot lane has to offer.
Just tries to bait the enemy team, I feel like. I appreciate how creative Immortals are with their drafts. Like, this is the fourth or fifth unique champion that Immortals have played that no other team has played. And Alorum has just played like a lot of different stuff in the top lane. The exception, of course, is Potluck, who I think this is like his 15th leasing game in a row. That's all.
I got a question. I not even imagine. I know that there's a finite amount of time, and that all pro players don't have enough time to play, every possible matchup, or or any idea of a counter matchup that they, imagine. This idea that Immortals is playing a lot of unique picks. Do you think that's something that academy teams could be used more often for? Is to explore counters and lane matchups so that the LCS player doesn't necessarily have to practice or put that many hours into something that might not work?
I think most pro players, they just like do one-on-ones.
Okay.
So which is much quicker.
Does that
Fair
work
enough.
in bot lane too? Because I know I've had a lot of solo laners say that, but like, do you 2v2 your academy bot lane at all for the same kind of practice, or is it
Yeah,
different?
we tried it for like some matchups just to see like who gets the push,
Yeah.
the prio, stuff like that.
Then the jungle came and you're like, oh, okay, the practice is ruined.
Yeah, jungle get.
Also, why does Insanity
Nice
have
one
a
to stop
stinger? That's my real question.
I was looking at that same thing, and then I had the internal thought of, I don't know enough about Mordekaiser to bring that up and look like an idiot.
I'm like fairly confident either Trifles or Nashes are not standard items. See, Set's unkillable. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I'm relatively unimpressed by the Set bot lane so far.
Yeah, Set, I feel like Set's strength is like he just kind of hangs out and like tends to not die in the lane. Like 1v1, he's like impossible to push out of lane, but he'll almost never kill you. I feel like he could kind of do the same thing in bot lane, but the problem is like you can never start anything for your Varus. So, and if you get caught, like he's gonna be underleveled, so of course he's gonna die some of the time.
Yeah.
To misfortune in Nautilus.
Jury's out on what that pick is supposed to do. We'll have to wait and see.
I appreciate that we got the bot lane here and then this happened to you. I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah.
Make the play Set support.
I was ready for all this awesome insight.
Do you like the meta though? I've talked to a couple ADs and I think it depends on the person, but some people like Aphelios Senna.
Yeah. Yeah, right now just Aphelios, Senna, Misfortune, and then just pick whatever you want afterwards.
You played Ashe.
Yeah.
You're one of the only LCS players, if not the only LCS player who's played Ashe. Why specifically do you like that pick, or what about that pick is viable to you right now?
So like, obviously I was thinking of like what should I pick when they pick Senna. And then obviously people are thinking like Varus, but like since I'm like a new pro player, that's not like in my champ pool yet.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll just play some Ashe, and then I didn't play Ashe too well, but like did the job. So
Nice. Become an engage bot and just W poke.
yeah, press E.
Press E. Press E, get assists, right? I think you started like 0-5 that game. Like you had like 5 assists or something pretty early or something like that.
Sounds like Ashe.
It is a very Ashe move. All right, well, let's not ignore the fact that TL has quietly accrued a 1K gold lead here. I know they have 2 kills, but in what feels like a relatively inactive game, they have created a lead and now have position on Rift Herald. What's your general take on the the 8-minute Rift Herald trade for Dragon? You're always on the Rift Herald side, or that's where you want to be?
I think Rift Herald is just too good.
Okay.
Because you get 2 guaranteed plates, and then if Tur had like 3 plates, you just one-shot it. Then Drake, who cares about the first Dragon, I guess?
Right. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah.
You get that idea that like, well, 1 means we get 4. Right? Yeah. It's kind of like, I feel like people conflate Dragon 1 with Dragon Soul, like this idea that you have to get Dragon 1 to start that timer. It's like, nah, you can give away plenty. Go ahead.
I think the games where they split Drakes are the most interesting to me, where like each team gets 1 and then like the Soul battle is like a little bit more protracted. When one team just has 2 and then like the other team's like, well, I guess we got these Heralds, but time to go fight. Also, Dig inherited Clutch, so obviously you guys ran this play a lot. So they were the masters of the Rift Herald already.
Dig and Clutch.
Every team's just catching up now.
Well, we got your answer on the Stinger mid lane. Because he picked up a Fiendish Codex, so he's going into Nashers.
Okay. Is it like a...
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I could kind of see a world where like you're gonna hit on a lot, so like maybe there's some value there, and like it's a very generally efficient item.
Sure, but late game should Mordekaiser be targeting Ornn?
Well, I think anybody he ults, they should just die.
Okay, fair.
Instead of get killed at least.
And then we got a double ADC. I am curious to see how they utilize the Tristana. She's classically known as a brilliant turret taker, right? But while Immortals didn't get that first Rift Herald, we're gonna have to see if they find a way to kind of unlock the Tristana to make her way to the other lanes and actually, pick up some turret plates. I say that, Schernfire. Oh, the knock-up right before the jump.
Sucker.
Follows with the ult, blast away, easy kill, off the Q kill.
Yeah.
That to me is just like why Soraka is so powerful. Just instant silence on your feet. And then Shern has the easiest setup of his life.
Zone control for Soraka is incredible.
I almost feel like the team should swap ADs, by the way. Because there's an Ornn and a Soraka on TL's team, and I just don't know if Miss Fortune can do the heavy lifting in the late game if the game goes like particularly late. I would rather have like a harder carry like Trist on my team, I guess.
Well, Miss Fortune has Ornn and Soraka, so.
Oh, that's true.
I was gonna say the front line, the protection for the MF and the sustain that's coming from the Soraka feel mighty good. From a pure damage output, absolutely the other side of the map looks stronger. Ooh, little 2v2 action, but there's the Soraka. We saw the Soraka ult come through on the ignite. Oh my, look, set bot lane. He's a god.
I will say.
Uh-oh, now where do you go?
Set ult is very good at interrupting other ultimates.
Oh, super good.
So I kind of like that interaction versus Miss Fortune. I also, somehow Gate's gonna get away from this.
I'm not so sure about that.
All right, take it back. If this was regular set, he was easy out. It does take a while though.
Yeah.
You waste your time, if nothing else.
So how do you want TL to be using this Rift Herald? I noticed it only has about a quarter of its time remaining. What would be the ideal way after that 8-minute Rift Herald play that TL actually puts that to use?
Pretty sure they just try to like tempo swap, or like hit like one, have like someone hit top or bot turret, get like 2 plates, and then throw the Rift.
When you say tempo swap, can you explain that a little bit more for me?
So like, let's say for bot lane right now, you just push that wave in, and then just have the bot lane go top, jungle trails him, and then the output, push the whole wave top lane, and then drop the Herald.
Okay.
And they can't really match the push.
Trying to Q run his way out of there won't be enough. Stinger Mordekaiser coming up big.
So I actually really like mod against Soraka for that reason, because like Soraka can't
run her
really
down,
do anything,
yeah,
and Soraka in the death realm can't heal her teammates. So I don't know exactly when these were picked, but that as a way to help counter Soraka is really nice.
Another replay here as the junglers go toe to toe.
That was very
Potluck showing off some mechanics.
I think he got interrupted mid kick and then died.
Oh, Schernfire just gonna with the fancy footwork there. But 2 kills now over to Insanity. That's a big Mordekaiser off of that play. A trade you'll take any day.
Yeah, Insanity's been playing really well, actually. Oh, we found the Herald by the way.
So I'm guessing that's not how you want to use the Rift Herald normally?
I guess it's still fine.
Oh, because they do have
Ooh.
position top lane?
Yeah.
Okay. The spawn from base is generally questionable.
That's a lunacy or genius way of benefiting
Right.
for sure. Because either like it's running out, we better drop it, or they perfectly lined it up from base.
Right.
They knew the timing.
They pick up 3 plates off that play for tactical, so that's gonna feel good.
I'm curious, is there a reason why, like, obviously mid is generally considered the most prized outer turret to get, but I feel like the Herald is often difficult to set up there in mid? Is it just an issue of, like, it's difficult to take that tower even with the Herald, so teams don't go for it? Because it is much easier to take the side lane towers.
It's just more unlikely to like have the mid laner even chunk the turret.
Yeah.
2 plays left, and then anybody can just come in and interrupt and kill the Herald, I guess.
That makes sense, yeah, because you just don't have as much room, basically, to work on a tower.
Yeah.
All right, well, Insanity has an Ashes, so we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, we passed that 14-minute mark, so no more turret plates to be gained. Still 1K gold lead for TL, so again, I'll remind everyone that that's the same gold lead they had 5, 6, 7 minutes ago. Haven't extended it much, but they do trade that Drake. You said you like the games where they trade Drakes.
Yeah.
1-to-1 is the Drake score with an ocean map.
I think this just makes the mid game so much more interesting. Because, like, it's not just a race to the soul after you've done all your stuff with the Herald.
Well, that's the diss, Soraka.
This I like. This is great.
Run! That's the worst feeling when you're just standing at the edge of the ring, like, yeah, come smack me in the face, I guess.
Again, not an expert on Mordekaiser build, but this is some consistent DPS mode, that's for sure. With the Leandries and the Nashes, he's
That's
like
his
all
kit,
in on
not
auto
his
battle.
build. His kit is consistent DPS. Whoa!
That's a set pick.
It's genius.
There it is. We were questioning it, man.
I mean, when literally everyone tries to kill the support set with a stopwatch, yeah, the pick's gonna look good when the tower's hitting them. Like,
Okay, so
I feel like
that's...
that was more of a situational.
Right, well now I understand the pick. I understand the pick, because everybody wants to kill a set. So now it makes perfect sense. Put it in support, make it unimportant. When people dump all their skill
bait the
shots
enemy
in the
team
set,
forever.
boom, you just return fire. That was actually a huge pickup for them bot lane. Off of those 2 kills, that's not it. They just took multiple turrets. This Mordekaiser is huge.
I just can't unsee the memes.
All right, well now I'm super worried for TL in this game. I know that they had a 1K gold lead a minute ago. Now they're down 600, and they're against the late game, you know, double 80 carry Mordekaiser team comp. What's your call here? What's your lane assignments? Who wants to match who right now?
I don't think anybody wants to match the Mordekaiser.
So
but
then what's the solution? If you find yourself in a game where there's like a Fiora or Mordekaiser, someone that can't really be dealt with, like how would you guys discuss working around that?
usually you just like force a lane. So right now they're just grouping so that the Mordekaiser has to come. But
So that's its group is 5
Yeah.
and threatens something.
and if it doesn't work, then
And if he chooses not to come, well then, oh well.
oh well, bot lane's gone.
I like it. I like it. Where did the Herald go?
No one's holding.
Yeah.
Nobody pick it
They
up.
just took it, right?
Did nobody pick it up?
Uh,
Oh, it
It
disappeared.
did, it disappeared. No one picked it up.
oh no.
How's this happening?
What? Team Liquid, no! Oh.
Also, the sad thing is Herald takes so long to
brutal.
take too, so they just wasted
Yeah.
their time.
So I was about to say, like, well, they
Right.
did what you said.
Right.
They grouped 5 and did something, and
Right, so they made the
Yeah.
initial correct call, and then just by a simple unforced error, negated all of that effort that they just put in. Oh my God, that's disastrous.
Sanity is also a siege minion. He's knocked down all the towers
For real.
in these side lanes. Also, does Trist E apply Grievous Wound still?
Huh? Just E? I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
Did it ever?
Yeah.
Maybe like thematically, I'm like, oh, they're on fire. Of course it's applying Grievous
They
Wound.
put that little
Yeah.
I think it's one of those
thing
damage
above
over
your
time.
head.
I was about to say that they have like a bunch of different ways to apply Grievous Wounds naturally in that kit, but if Trist E doesn't do it, then forget about that. But Varus does
They've
it,
got
which
2
is kinda
ADCs. One of them will buy it.
Cool. Well, Varus does it naturally with his E.
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
He has to hit you though for that to work.
I just feel like IMT were like, how can we best kill this Soraka as many times as possible? And this comp, I like it for that purpose. Do you think that that's the main way they're gonna win with Soraka supporting this ML?
Yeah, Soraka can't sell in, so she just has a group now.
Oh yeah.
Hope for the best.
The first 2 deaths were enough for Soraka to learn.
I mean,
to not go side lane anymore.
I do feel like Immortals has a very good late game team fighting answer to the Soraka, like you just mentioned. I have to imagine that TL's objective here was dumpster top lane with aggression from Soraka kind of early, and dumpster bot lane with an MF, Rek'Sai, and a Nautilus to get that lane ahead, right? And then just kind of snowball from there. But as soon as it didn't go that way, they could only generate 1K at most. It's looking real scary for anything beyond 20 minutes, I think, for TL.
Yeah. They also need like Q assist on like Orange, Soraka, Fortune.
Right, because that Mordekaiser just says, you know, free pick of whoever he wants to remove from the fight or take down solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mord against like one carry and one other big threat, right? Like they have 2 really good scaling picks, or one really good scaling pick in Soraka, and MF is like okay.
Well, Insanity kind of
ran it down.
What was that move? Yeah, he ran it down. Yes, thank you.
Ran it down the death realm.
Hey, what? Oh my goodness. Immortals.
What just happened?
Immortals.
Insanity just lost sight of the enemy champions. He only saw the towers. He's been in grayscales, ulted too many times. At least Shen's getting the Drake, I guess. But
Well, I mean, you know, when you talk about the way that TL gets back into it, it's going to be errors like that from Immortals. You hand 2 kills over while, you know, the Drake on the other side is spawning. Most of the pro players we talk to think that Ocean is the strongest, right, of the souls, and so great. You're handing the only probably remaining win condition for TL back over to them right now.
is this just a dive gone wrong?
Yeah, you just Q ult.
Was he trapped?
Well, yeah, he's in his own death realm in range.
No.
And then that silence was big.
That's
silence
a tragedy.
But
He is flashed, but I just don't think he's living even if he flashes.
no.
Yeah, he W'd himself.
Oh.
Making a ward hop or
Right.
I wonder if that's like a muscle memory thing. It's like, oh, I had to shield myself.
He just
I'm in
attempted
trouble.
the ward hop.
Oh,
well, notice how he ran down. He was first running up, then he ran down.
True.
So he clearly clicked on the other side of the wall, and the pathing was faster going down first, which is why he turned back into the MF ult. Because I think, as you're right, he was like trying to click and place a ward or something over there and hop to it.
Unfortunate. Well, let's get the TL. Now they have the gold lead again.
Right? No, they're alive. They're alive in it still with that extra dragon. So.
Very curious to see what team players look like in this game. If we get to a point where there's actual 5v5 happening, I'm very curious.
I mean, I imagine the hope here now for TL is play for the next 3.5 and get your setup around that dragon. Force Immortals to try and come into you so that the Soraka can just kind of heal the front line and give MF a good setup.
Yeah, IMT's comp just wants a 1-3-1 right now. Because Soraka's basically spikes.
Well, there you go. In the 1-3-1, Alorum finds himself against 4.
They'll get mid turret off this IMT.
We take that trade, yeah?
Yeah.
1 for mid.
Yeah, they can't really counterplay because the lane's
No.
too long.
They might do Baron.
Actually, hold up.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, wait. What is going on? We got a free push here for Immortals mid lane. The 4-man Baron start on the other side. Set walking up to check it. We got the blue ward drop, so they do know that they're on it.
Ooh,
TP in for the
deadliest
Soraka.
TP.
All right, well, they're going to take the dragon plan and just do it around Baron. Set up around Baron, force the fight. Let's see how Immortals chooses to take it. Big hook from Nautilus.
Gonna go for Baron, really good.
Ooh, this set doesn't die.
Oh, he got out. That's really cool.
Yeah?
Who did the ult?
Wow, no one died.
Why did it send me?
Ooh, Surefire with the
on?
flank.
Yeah.
Ward's dead. Yeah, Shannon can't do anything. Oh, I'll take it back. He's fine. Is Mord's ult range? I haven't played that much Mord. Is his ult range really small?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'd call it a medium
I feel like
distance.
it's long enough to ult, not the on.
Yeah.
Maybe he tried to cancel on, like ult. Yeah, he did ult, so maybe it's just to prevent that. So that is worth it. But
Wow.
TL
TL with the big play, though. They only killed 1, but look at them forcing around the Baron again.
This is the classic Soraka-ing through the fight.
Okay, Gate has gotten out now multiple times.
Surefire's gonna die.
Whoop. Okay. Fire with
Soraka!
the Soraka heals. No! Oh, but it still turns out better for TL there. 2 for 1 in that trade.
At least he stopped the Baron.
Exactly. Able to stop the Baron on the side of Immortals, but that's not the way when you seem to have finally kind of turned the corner and have control of the game that you want it to start breaking. But for TL, I think they created a good little bit of chaos there.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the Varus Hurricane.
pick? Oh, the Hurricane. Why?
He's versing like Ornn, Rek'Sai, so Ginsu's better shred.
See this one again. Again, this just feels like I was wondering how fights were gonna go, and it really just feels like they have enough with Jenkins turbo healing everyone that the fights just don't end. And if fights don't end when you have a Soraka, when people talk about Soraka being a really hard scaling champion, that's what they're talking about. Just like you constantly wear the enemy down, and eventually you have like 4 more champions worth of health than they do, and you're gonna win that fight even if you don't have, like, you know, super solid carry. And they clearly have enough. Rek'Sai building a bit more aggressively in tacticals, MF here. So if you're wondering why people don't like playing against that champion, that's why.
Double Borks for both ADCs. We got that Executioners in for Tristana, so even more of that healing reduction against the Soraka, because we are starting to see that Soraka healing really come into play during these fights. But I point out the Double Borks because while TL's been the team to start Baron so far, Immortals has a crazy fast Baron take.
Break up in 5.
Oh, the classic double pink mid lane. I like it.
Oh, just everyone's
Just on
everyone's
top
hanging
of
out.
each other, yeah.
That's good synergy.
Yeah.
It means you're in sync with your teammates.
Drake's up, but Immortals is playing around the Baron right now.
Pushing mid lane. Oh no.
This is a tough spot though for TL to be in, I think, because they want to push mid, obviously, but they have no vision around the Baron. Now they see everyone mid, of course. But up to that point, they had no vision of Baron with multiple pinks there for the side of Immortals.
Yeah. I guess they just were gonna prioritize the dragon anyways, and don't think Immortals will do Baron.
Good start of it. I guess you're right. It's double wall, so it's not slow at all.
Exactly.
They will get
that.
this. They're going.
Well, they do start it up, but the dragon gets better.
They don't have enough ADs.
Yeah, they're gonna pull right off of that.
Literally everyone but either of the ADs started that Baron.
Both Bork users not by the Baron.
Well,
They pull the TP out of
Soraka, I think.
no, it was Ornn actually. Yusui TP'd mid there for that.
I like that he's grasp on too because he's playing a top lane matchup in mid lane.
Yep.
Mod versus on. I was looking to spell book. I'm like, oh, what's he gonna swap to? And then he just has grasp.
I don't know who's gonna kill the Ornn aside from Mordekaiser on their team.
That is a beefy Ornn.
I think you
right
just
now.
try and ignore the. Oh yeah, with Soraka. I think you just have to ult Soraka, kill her, and then try and kill MF, and then ignore Ornn. But Ornn's kind of hard to ignore. But no one's killing him. Even with 2 blocks, it's gonna take so long.
There's that first QSS pickup that you were talking about earlier for the MF, so going to be a much harder target to lock down.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Soraka's building with those 2 items.
Ardent Sensor? No.
It's like the components for
Wait, those are
Redemption.
2 different... Building a second Redemption?
Is this a thing? I don't know.
No, you can't. That's why I'm one, but like, I don't know what else those
can.
2 components together go in. Yeah, you could. But I mean, don't let me stop you. Don't let me tell you how to live your life. But yeah, those are questionable components.
Might just be
Unless I'm totally forgetting about an item in the game,
probably.
which is entirely possible as a non-support player.
I get the idol. That makes sense. Maybe it's just like 2 different items and that's what they had in their deck.
Is that a thing that you try and be like super conscious about when it comes to like? It's a criticism we'll throw around occasionally when a pro player we think builds improperly. Do you guys make a serious effort to actually look at the opposing team and identify, hey, what do I need as my defensive item here as opposed to over here? Or is it largely, I mean, you're in the ADC position, so maybe it's less different for you. It's like just build damage. But like, how does that go?
I think most of the time now people understand what they need to build, like Leandri's.
You say that, and then we end up with Nashor's Tooth, mid lane, Mordekaiser. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm all about it. Although he's in a bad spot, I'm not all about this.
No
They
ult.
do pick up the inhib turret, but Tactical goes down and is now on a killing spree.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I get like Insanity's like, oh, it's in Soraka, it's a free kill. Like, I'm going in. But his whole team abandoned him, and then he still decided to 1v1 the Soraka and use his ulti. And I mean, he had Zhonya's, but he's not getting out, so it doesn't matter. I feel like I like Immortals picks, but they're playing very aggressively with them, and it's kind of biting them. Still gonna start Baron here. There's 0 control.
Down to half health.
Oh my god, their only control ward died. It's in the fountain, it's mod. So they can't even check.
Well, they just got killed right there, so they had vision of it down to 5k, but they can't see it now.
I mean, Pollock literally just did this blind.
There we go, the Q's in, but they're gonna wait that out.
And lost the blue trinket as well.
0.5.
They can wait, they have Soraka.
Ult. The engage, Potluck able to dodge it. Lots of damage onto a worm. Gate's just in there. Because why not? 2 out of the pit though.
Soraka is quite the...
Oh, ho, ho. TL is playing around the Baron very well right now. I think they're showing good patience. Oh, okay, that was scary.
I saw the Baron. I was like, oh,
Good patience, and then you see that wind up there. Oh, but that's a Baron pickup for TL. TL's 1-5 against a 5-1 Immortals, and they are now in control of this game again.
This is what Soraka does to teams.
Yeah.
But I mean, this Baron is very well played, I think.
Yeah, they just stalled as long as they could.
Yeah, I wonder if you thought he could like fling him out of the pit. That'd be kind of cool. With the settle, the ring out, you get an insta-kill like in Soul Calibur.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very close there at the end, but they do snag the Baron. They don't lose anyone for it, and they pick up 2 kills in the process. So let's see how they use it. 25 seconds till that soul.
Yeah. I think if TL gets soul, the game is just over.
Wow, wow.
So people like the Ocean Soul, which I can understand. But what's your favorite rift? Do you like this transformation, or do you have another one that you prefer playing with?
I think Infernal Rift is kind of nice because like I can just walk the red buff faster.
That's the most AD carry answer. How do I get to my red buff quicker? Oh my goodness.
Probably Win.
Yeah, Cloud.
Yeah, Cloud Soul.
Also gets him to his red buff quicker.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm noticing a theme now in Johnson's answers. He also builds like 4 Zeals just so he can get to his red buff faster.
I'll catch you in LCS with some Mobies on.
Dude,
No,
that's
zooming
the way.
towards the
That's
red
the new meta. Why'd they win? Because he built Mobies and got to his red buff faster than you'd expect.
Never miss a rotation with Mobies. All right, well, TL have done a very good job of clawing back in this game.
Oh, I mean, and more than that, right? Claw back and claw above. 2.5k gold lead. They've got the soul. They've got the Baron. They're grouping up in top lane. You can see the 2 bot side though, so splitting the map. This is exactly what you're talking about, right? Group up for the team with Baron and TL, who doesn't want a 1-3-1. Try and force everyone else to come to them.
Unfortunately, you already said that Immortals' best playing was 1-3-1ing, and I don't think that's happening right now.
Well, they sort of. I mean, look at this. They're not even mounting a defense top.
Oh wow, they're actually racing it.
Oh. Ah!
Still racing. I don't think counter-tactical can do this on their own.
I mean, what do you think of
got
this?
it.
What do you think of this? You think this is good? Which team is this good for right now?
It's good for Immortals, but like as long as these 2 don't die, it should be fine. But
In 1-for-1 inhib trades, when you're the team down with, down a soul, down a Baron, yeah, it feels good for Immortals.
but Sunny's gonna probably die, and then they're just gonna run it down bot or mid.
I guess he knew he was dead, so he just ulted onto by time.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not.
Or they're just taking no damage.
Yeah, he is. Wow, that was some serious damage out of that.
Ocean Soul on with a Soraka is pretty gross.
That's true.
I did forget that they got Ocean Soul and also had
Can't really out DPS the Ocean Soul as a Mordekaiser.
They knew they were getting Ocean, that's why they picked Soraka.
Okay. So they get the defense on the bot side even after the inhib goes down. They'll pick up a second inhib mid.
This game might
This is TL's game to lose here.
This is the classic. This is when run it down mid is the correct strategy.
Right.
When literally the champions.
Well, the TP's coming through in the engage.
The champions can't die. You have
Can they
Ocean
do
Soul,
it?
You have Soraka. This is a very chill game, you know.
Yeah.
Just A move and like let go of the keyboard and let the Drake Soul carry you to the end. I mean, I feel like I see this a lot when I see like Soraka comps, but like, I'm like, where's the carry that's these like tanks and supports are protecting, and then it doesn't matter because no one ever dies.
Yeah.
It's like 5 tanks versus 2 ADs.
What a turnaround! What a
Yeah.
turnaround! Remember, just before 20 minutes, we basically were like, we sealed this one up. This is an Immortals victory at that point, but it's TL, the 1-5 team, that turns it around to hand another loss to our 5-1 second place Immortals. That's going to feel real good for TL as they look to turn around their season and bring in Schernfire for the very first game on the Academy roster.
I'm just like confused on what happened in the big game.
Still reeling?
Yeah, like Immortals were in the driver position. Mordekaiser went side against everybody.
Yep.
And then they just kind of inted twice, and then.
Yeah, what would you say was the most egregious moment, or like the turning point there where TL got it back? Was it the Baron itself, or were there things before that? Because it felt like they had a couple plays before they got to Baron that actually did almost more.
I think when you seen Ascendly top lane and he ulted Soraka and died, he got his jungler killed. They lost Dragon, and then I think TL got first set up on the Baron buff and stuff like that for like wards and stuff, and then they were able to push out the side lanes. So. Don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stunner, that one. That's a bit of a stunner. We got some new picks, we got some interesting builds, and we had a crazy result. With all of tonight's games completed, let's take a look at the standings. Dignitas, they still remain undefeated at the top of the standings after taking down 100 Thieves today. Immortals, they maintain sole control of second place. Below them, we have TSM and 100 Thieves tied up at 4 and 3. Evil Geniuses, FLICKR, Golden Guardians, and Cloud9 are all tied up in the middle of the standings. And Team Liquid is tied with CLG in last place despite that upset win against Immortals. Now, before we sign off, let's go ahead and take a look at what the LCS has going on for tomorrow. Broxa is making his first appearance on Team Liquid as he faces off against Smithy and Immortals. The Golden Guardians, they'll take on CLG in Game 3 with 100 Thieves versus Dig, rounding out our LCS matches. But Game 2 is what everyone is looking towards, with TSM taking their shot at ending Cloud9's undefeated streak.
It's an absolute slaughter for Cloud9, and they are 6-0.
They're looking like the best team for now, so obviously everyone really wants to win that game. It would mean a lot for us, just as a statement, right?
TSM, they find the fight and their 4th straight win.
Come our match against them next week, they might actually be pretty good. So I think it'll be a banger of a game.
Now's the re-engage, the duck up the top, and Huni only hits on the 1. The ace for TSM.
It's the clear 2 best teams, I think, and this is the battle at the top.
We definitely want to beat them for sure because it's Ven's old team, and he'll have like a big drive to win that game.
I've tried my hardest to not put personal stuff into it, or oh, it's my old team. I'll be lying if I said there wasn't like a little bit of extra like, yeah, we beat TSM.
Sometimes you hear that the old TSM fans, they're just salty about him. Yeah, that doesn't have to be the same with me.
Oh, baby! Coming from across the map.
C9 has had really consistent games on stage, and they're just ahead of everyone else right now. Personally, I think C9 is the best team in the league right now, and I think it's going to be a good test for us.
I guess the fans will think it's hype. I personally think we'll just beat them like we beat every other team.
Labyrinth found the Sonic Wave, kick into the resonating strike. Good lord, man! Shelly is stolen.
Our drafts are super good, our arena meta is good, everything is perfect for us, so of course I think we will win. Because I think we are the best team in the league right now.
Confidence from Blabber ahead of that big matchup for Cloud9 TSM. TSM on the come up, though, let's not forget. Johnson, what are your thoughts on that matchup and how it might play out?
It's probably going to be the most tight matchup so far, but personally, I do think C9 will probably win this series, or win the game, because I've scrimmed both of them and obviously played against them, and I just think Sven is an insane ADC, and he'll probably just, you know, do his job.
Sven has found his place there on C9 alongside Vulcan. Let's not forget that duo together has done incredible things. But what is it about that C9 squad that you think makes them so good as a team right now?
I think they have like good synergy with one another. They understand the meta. I think they're also trying to like, Well, I say they also bootcamp pretty early in the season.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm not sure what else to
Sometimes it's
say.
just practice, right?
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's just practice, and they are in a much better spot than a lot of teams right now. Pastry time this week on the Q, I had the opportunity to talk to Licorice, and he said to me pretty explicitly, they haven't seen TL play with Proxy yet, obviously, no one has, but the only team that they are even remotely worried about right now in the LCS is TSM. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Can the surging TSM take them down?
They can. I think the coolest matchup for me is, it's funny you talk to Licorice because I think top lane is the fun one.
Yeah,
like
Broken Blade.
Blade's really been on a tear. They very clearly like playing around that lane. So I think Licorice more than anything is like just scared of getting chain gang, which may very well happen in that matchup.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. That all takes place tomorrow, but that is going to be it for tonight and Academy Rush. Johnson, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I appreciate all your insight. Now for myself, the casters, the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the LCS. Good night.